all eyes on Charlotte as jurors hear one of the biggest court cases the city has seen in years.
Opening statements begin in the trial of a Charlotte-Mecklenburg police officer charged in the deadly shooting of an unarmed man. We're on your side with full coverage from the courthouse. Officer Randall Kerrick facing nearly 7 years in prison if convicted. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Brigida Mack.
And I'm Jamie Bull. Thanks for joining us for WBTV News First at 4. Kerrick charged with voluntary manslaughter in the shooting death of Jonathan Farrell. Voluntary manslaughter is defined as a person being killed by another person without malice.
And it was an emotional day inside the courtroom this morning as attorneys from both sides delivered their opening statements. Investigators say Jonathan Farrell was shot and killed in 2013 while seeking help after a crash. Police say Kerrick and 2 other officers were responding to a reported home invasion when they arrived on scene. During their opening statements, prosecutors allege Farrell never tried to force his way into anyone's home after that wreck. They say he only yelled for help. Prosecutors went on to say that upon finding Farrell, police gave no commands but immediately drew their weapons and that Farrell fled in fear. But the defense telling a different story. They say Farrell never asked for help, did not tell officers he was unarmed, and they allege he even told officers, quote, shoot me, as he reached into his waistband. They also say Farrell kept advancing after being shot.
Who polices the police when they do wrong? You do. This case is not about race. It never was. This case is about choices. Jonathan Farrell's bad choices in this dynamic moment led Officer Kerrick to have to utilize his training and experience as a CMPD officer.
The courtroom was packed today for opening statements. WBTV photojournalist Corey Schmidt has been inside the media room watching and tweeting information about the trial so we can get it to you. He joins us now live from the courthouse. And Corey, describe what it's been like there inside the courtroom today. Was there a lot of tension? What were the emotions like?
There were definitely some emotional moments, Jamie. First of all, Randall Kerrick, he certainly seemed tense. He was on the edge of his seat pretty much throughout the whole day, looking around the courtroom. He never cracked a smile that I saw, and he never even actually sat back in his seat, at least not for more than a moment. So he certainly seemed tense. Cache Heidel, the fiance of Jonathan Farrell, she took the stand as a witness, and she actually maintained her composure quite well during while she was testifying, except for one moment when she was recalling her last conversation with Farrell. She said that they had an argument that morning and they both left for work, and she left without saying I love you, and she became emotional recalling that. Another interesting thing that I should point out was that the Farrell family actually showed up to court late. They missed the entire opening statement by the prosecution, which was very powerful, and they missed half of the defense opening statement. So it would have been interesting to see their reaction to what was really probably one of the most powerful moments of the day, those opening statements.
Corey, let me ask you this trial has certainly gained national attention given all that's going on in the country over the past several months. The courthouse very crowded today. Have you seen national media there covering the trial?
There has been some national media here. You know, the interesting thing about the national media, Jamie, is that the folks here from the national media, they don't stand out. If you go in the courtroom, you don't see national reporters or anchors, but there is a producer from Good Morning America here. I spoke with a gentleman who's a reporter from the New York Times. Sharon Smith told me that there were some national scale bloggers here, for example. But I think for the most part, the national media will be getting most of their video and information from their affiliates here in Charlotte.
All right, Corey Schmidt reporting live at the courthouse. He has been watching and tweeting all day long, keeping us up to date. Corey, appreciate it. And now that opening statements are out of the way, attorneys tell us this trial could last up to 2 months. Included on the evidence list, Farrell's toxicology report, 911 and radio traffic and information about police training. And there's also dash cam video, which both sides say helps to prove their case. There are also 200 potential witnesses, including former police chief Rodney Monroe.